Hi there, my friends. Today's story is going to be from a Tinkle Digest issue that is from June 2017, so just from a few years ago. But I thought it was a nice one because it was not only kind of spooky, but also kind of funny. Let's go take a look. Okay, this is called The Boy Who Couldn't Shiver, adapted from a Grimm Brothers tale by Anomita and Savlo. Let's get started. Hans was a simple young fellow. One day, while he was walking home, his friend says, "Come on, Peter, let's take this path." And his friend Peter says, "Hans, are you crazy? That leads straight to the cemetery." Hans says, "I know, there's a shortcut right through it." And then Peter says, "Shiver, but it's so dark and creepy. There may even be ghosts there. Don't you feel afraid?" Hans says, "Afraid? What's that, Peter?" And Hans, look at Hans's face. It's when your heart beats fast and your palms get sweaty and you begin to shiver. Hans says, "That has never happened to me. I wish I could shiver like you." His friend Peter is a little bit resentful. He's thinking, what a fool he is. Too stupid to know the meaning of fear. Well, I'll show him. The next night, Peter laid in wait for Hans near the cemetery. "I'll jump out at him dressed as a ghost. If that doesn't scare him, nothing will." And so he jumps out. "Ow! Ow! I will drink your blood." Look at Hans. He's like, "What? Oh, no, you won't." Biff! And he hits him right in the tummy. And then what? Boom! Pow! He hits him in the face. "Pestering me like that? Who does that ghost think he is?" And then his friend Peter is just The next morning, Hans was still thinking about the meaning of fear. "I really do wish I knew how to shiver." And then his brother says, "Why don't you go to the haunted castle? It's so scary you'll be shaking like a leaf before the night is over." And then Hans says, "Good idea, brother. I'll do that." That night at the haunted castle, there he is going in at the bottom there. Seems like a nice place. I'm sure I'll learn how to shiver here. It's cold. Whoosh! Fire starts out of nowhere and goes, "Ah, fire! What a friendly place this is." And look, then this werewolf pops out and goes, "Grrr, I'm glad you like it." And Hans says, "Oh, hello. I didn't see you come." "Wow, enough talking. I'm hungry. It's time to feast on man flesh." And Hans says, "That sounds disgusting. Here, have some toffee instead." He tosses him a candy. Chomp, 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 chomp. He can't talk. "Oh no, you got your jaws stuck together." "Come back. You haven't taught me how to shiver yet," says Hans. Hans sat in front of the fire once more. "I hope something fearful comes my way. I'm getting sleepy." And soon, skeletons! The skeletons snapped their bony fingers, click, click, knocked their knees, click, click, and drummed their skulls, clackety, clack. "What excellent dancers you are," says Hans. The skeleton pulled Hans up and made him dance. "How kind of you! But can you tell me how to shiver?" They began to dance. "Stop, I'm getting dizzy," says Hans. Faster and faster. "I said stop." Hans suddenly gave a yank and pop, pop. Thud! As Hans watched in astonishment, the skeletons fell apart and crumbled to dust. "Oh, poor things," he said. "They were dancing so well, too. Hans sat by the fireplace again. Suddenly, there was a warning shout and something fell down the chimney. "Look out below!" Thump, thump. Hans says, "A giant suit of armor, but it doesn't have a head or arms or legs." "Look out below!" Thump, thump. "Oh, the arms and legs." "Look out below!" Thump, thump. "Oh, and now it's the head." "It must be a puzzle," he's thinking. "I have to put the night back together." So Hans joined the arms and the legs back to the body. And once he had attached the head, the giant knight came to life. "You've saved me," says the knight. "The spell on the haunted castle is broken." "You're the only one who could put me together. The others all ran away or died of fright long before this. The hidden treasures of the castle are your reward." "Wow," says Hans. Hans returned home loaded with riches, to the astonishment of his brother. "I can buy a huge mansion with all this gold." And his brother's like, "What?" He found a fine girl as his bride, and he was very happy, except for one thing. "I wish I knew how to shiver." And then his wife says, "I think I can make you shiver, my dear." And then he says, "You couldn't. No one has been able to so far." Hans's wife took up the challenge. The next morning she woke up early, filled a bucket with ice-cold water, and splash! He is still in bed. The Shiver! "Oh, how dare you! Oh, Shiver! Ah, Shiver! I'm shivering," says Hans. You made me shiver. Thank you." And then she says, "You're welcome, Hans." The end. Sometimes I love funny stories like this. I love spooky stories that turn out to be funny, because as soon as you make something funny, it's no longer scary. That's my favorite part. Thank you so much for joining us today on Indian Story Read Along. Join us again next time for another story, and think about subscribing to this channel if you like this story. All right, we'll see you soon.